Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world. We're gonna just dive into a conversation. We decided to have our Fridays, just giving you guys an update in terms of what we're doing with the Ava Mind app and with Ava Technologies. And just to keep you in the loop in terms of progress and things that we're seeing. So it's not a news item today. It's going to be just talking about what we're doing. But, obviously we're going to be looking to deploy some of the latest tech as well within both in terms of the app, in terms of our operations and services. So hopefully there's some value there. Again, listen, guys, just wanted to quickly say huge thank you for those new subscribers. Again, we're a super small channel, so your support truly means the world to us. It doesn't cost you anything. So if you're watching this, hit a like, hit a subscribe, and put your notifications on. Would really, really appreciate your support. It doesn't cost you anything. And also say hello. Say hello in the comments. We'd love to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are, even if it's just like put a wave there. Really appreciate it. So let's dive into it. Will, how are you doing today, mate? You all right?
I'm good, mate. How are you? I am feeling the week, but I am feeling good. It's sunny outside. I can't complain. How about you?
Yeah, really good. As you can see, the sun's coming through, and it's lovely, but it'll probably piss it down in about 5 minutes. It seems to be sunshine and showers. I can't figure it out. So it's all good. It's all good. But so today it's Friday, Friday the 12th of September. Before we came on and hit the live button, we had a quick look at the news and we thought, it's not a lot really to talk about if we're honest. But equally, we thought it might be nice just to share a little bit where we're at.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, Ben and I are co-founders. We co-founded we go back quite a long time now, but our most recent ventures, we co-founded Ava Technologies, which primarily builds out Ava Mind, a mental health and well-being app. And, we're putting a lot of time and focus into doing that. And we'll talk a little bit more about where we are with that app in a second. But also additionally, Ava Technologies is sort of the overarching software company that builds Ava Mind. And there's quite a few interesting updates in there to talk about, isn't there, Ben, in terms of where we want to take that and how we can start to build some business models, because it's always been a challenge is how do you monetize mental health in a way that is good. You don't want, you could easily go down a pathway where you're talking about monetizing, and you have to keep on the right side of that line when you're dealing with like mental health. So it's always been a little bit of a challenge, and we have a couple of different revenue models, and this one within Ava Technologies is an interesting new development, which I also think is really good for the people that we're targeting with that. So which one would you like to talk about first? Should we talk about Ava Mind as an app, or should we talk about Ava Technologies as a software company?
Well, let's start from, how about we start with Ava Technologies as a software company, because I guess that sets the foundation, and it gives people, I guess, a bit more of an overarching perspective. So let's start there, mate. Let's start there.
Okay, let's start there. Ava Technologies as a software, as I said, Ava Technologies, we're building Ava Mind, which is a mental health and wellbeing app. But on the back end, you'll have a lot of technical experience. We've been in the game quite a long time now, building out technology solutions for clients, and ultimately we can use that experience to bring AI to a new class of customer. There's a lot of people in this world wondering where they should go with AI, how they should use it in their businesses, and how they should implement it. And this is something that we can naturally help with, isn't it, Ben? I mean, we have a lot of experience on both sides of it, so we can explore that.
Yeah, 100%. I think what's always been at the forefront for everything that we've done is we've wanted to push the frontier of technology and work in the frontier space, not just sort of the regular sort of cookie cutter space. And I think it's ultimately because it's exciting, it's challenging. You're testing out and trying things that maybe have never been done before, and you're creating, and I think we're both creators in many respects. What's great with Ava Technologies has always been a client services entity, as well as the division of like a skunkworks division where we're building out products and testing things and doing various whatever as both experiments and as products. with the AI side of things, I think we've got a really nice offering that we're starting to roll out and introduce to enterprise.
Oh, nice.
And to keep it simple, really, we're offering sort of, I guess, a tiered approach. The first one is just a simple, hey, listen, you haven't got a clue what's going on in AI, or maybe you're just using ChatGPT and you're not quite sure where this space is going. You've got to be involved. You've got to take notice. So quite simply, we're offering a once a month in-person consultation, whether it's in person or online. Obviously, so, as it scales. It might not be physically possible to always be in person, but we're offering a regular monthly update for particularly businesses, where we'll share the latest news and relevant news and stories and technologies and things that are pertinent to that business, and help them think about how they can, think about AI for their particular business, their industry, and how they can potentially, look to deploy it. So it's really just a consultative updates on a monthly basis, keeping executives in the loop on AI. Because as we know, everyone's running their business, everyone's running around like headless chickens, really, really busy. And it's really hard, even for us who are working in this space every day, to keep on top of the latest news, the latest developments, and all the rest of it. So it's
Let
an
alone
executive
roll it out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an executive monthly briefing that we're rolling out. And we're just doing a pilot, looking for 4 businesses, enterprises to take us up on this offering, to see if there's interest, and we'll see where that goes. So that's really where
Yeah.
we're starting at, Will. And obviously
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
then got another layer.
Yeah, well, interesting. Again, yeah, then you can use that as a gateway, because the hope is obviously you can do these executive briefings and keep executives within bigger businesses informed on where they're going, but also then actually roll it out, because that's the next step. Is you can hear about it. Great. I mean, this is pertinent to my business. This is happening. But then, how can you create that into an actionable? How can I improve the operation, that we have going on here? So that's the next layer of this sort of consultative journey, is that we can then take some of these learnings and findings that we've worked on in these executive briefings, taken partially from what's currently happening in the space, as well as what they see within their business, their problems, their pain points. And we can actually start to use that to write up solutions, create proposals, create technical specifications to take forward to the board of the company or other executives, or even just have the executives sign off on the creation of these things. So what we hope to do is have a sort of an end-to-end workflow where we can have constructive, important conversations with business leaders, as well as constructive, important decisions to actually roll out artificial intelligence and these kinds of systems in a productive way that improves these operations and doesn't hinder them, which is a little bit of what we're also seeing right now. Is, again, a lot of people are starting to use AI, ChatGPT even, and they, beyond just pasting information into it and getting information out the other side, they don't know the implications. They also don't know that there are even greater refinements that you can make to your workflow. ChatGPT is step number 1. So there's a lot more that you could look to roll out. So yeah, that's really, for me, what the enterprise solution is all about. Is it's monetizing that way. You're talking and having great constructive conversations with larger entities and bigger businesses who are going to be pioneering and spearheading this technology out to workforces, and you can do it without having to touch some sort of the grey areas of mental health.
Absolutely. The other thing I think is quite powerful about our offering is the fact that we're not just going in there and giving an executive briefing and saying this is what you need to do,
Yeah.
and then saying, oh, you got to go find somebody else to go and do it now.
Yes.
We can actually not just talk about it, we can implement it. So it makes it really easy for people and
That's the
enterprises
power,
and
isn't it?
businesses to, 100%, because it's really easy to talk the talk and go, oh, that's my bit done. Wipe my hands,
Yeah.
and it's somebody else's problem now.
So this is what is such a big benefit for us, is that yes, we have the knowledge, but also we've been there, implemented these kinds of systems in diverse ways across diverse numbers of clients already, as well as our own internal operations. So we're in a great place to be able to do this for businesses.
Absolutely. And I think that pivots nicely to Ava Mind, because in many respects, you know, Ava Mind and other projects we've worked on are almost test
Yeah,
beds for all of this tech. I mean, everything we're doing is so frontier. It is all, testing, trialing, experimenting. So like you said, we're doing it right now, and we've got a product out there right now that's working. So,
100%.
it's interesting. So let's move on to Ava Mind.
Yes, Ava Mind. So for those who don't know, because you might be a first-time viewer, or you might not have, you might know us for something else or some other client work that we have done. Ava Mind is our internal app that we're building. It's an AI therapeutic assistant on the surface. So this is aimed at tackling a number of mental health challenges that we've gone down the path of tackling, specifically for the UK. But the app is worldwide, and these problems exist worldwide as well. Just because they started here doesn't mean they're not everywhere as well. On the surface, you can download the Ava Mind app. It's completely free. It's even completely anonymous if you want it to be. You don't have to have an account even. And it's a way to chat using text. You text Ava, Ava texts back. Ava is trained in CBT and other therapeutic techniques. And again, it's just completely free access to some sort of mental health support, which is massively lacking in many, many ways. We've actually gone beyond just the chat element, and we now have voice mode. So you can call and talk to Ava, and it's real-time voice. It's eerie to use, which is one of the challenges that we're also moving through as well, is how do we bring this to the mainstream a bit better? How do we encourage and educate people on the technology? Because a lot of people, when they speak to it, they're like, wow, oh my god, it's weird. So we have the voice mode, which is behind a subscription, because it's very costly technology to run. And then on top of that, we're also building out other things, other extracurricular things tied to mental health. We believe that mental health is many things, or there's many things that contribute to mental health, and talking and dealing with your issues that way is one path. But additionally, there's other things like sleep, exercise, good routine. So how can we build out tools to also help people on these journeys? So we've rolled out mood tracking and insights. So every day you can go on the app, you can say how you're feeling, and you can track that mood over time. It gives you insights. And most recently this week, we've also released music playlists and articles, well, we've called it collections. So we always had articles in the app, but we've rolled out collections, which is the next phase of these articles, which is, so there's written articles and audio blogs just giving insights on different things that you're thinking about. And most recently, we've rolled out playlists as well, sleep playlists, work playlists. And this has segues into educational videos and other. It's really, we want collections to be the place where you can find information and learn about all the things that you need to do to be able to have a good mental health journey. And yeah, it's very exciting. That's our latest development, and we are going to be continuing to ship these features, aren't we, Ben? Including personalization, attachments to different services like Apple Health Kit and Apple Calendar, as well as the Android equivalents. Yeah, we're stepping down this path.
Absolutely, absolutely brilliant. That's fantastic. Well, listen, I think we'll just leave it there. I think that's a perfect way to wrap it up. We're just over 13 minutes, so yeah. Listen, guys, is there anything you want to add just before we sort of say au revoir to everyone?
Well, again, hopefully that we'll keep doing these. I think it's important. Obviously, we talk about the news all week, and that's important to keep people informed and educated in what is a very fast-moving space. But at the same time, I think hopefully we can keep these Fridays, whatever day they happen to be, good to talk about what we're doing internally. As you said, it's easy to talk the talk. Let's also talk about how we're trying to walk the walk as well. There's loads more to talk about, including open source, including other thoughts there, including model fine tunes. But maybe we'll save it for another day.
Well, this is what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I think we could be here for a good hour or so.
Yeah, exactly. There's an awful lot happening, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, yeah, well, keep tuned for more, guys, because we've got a lot more to share and talk about in terms of what we're doing behind the curtain. So give us a like, subscribe, really appreciate it, and we'll catch you up on the next one. Take care, guys.
Cheers.